This video is made to be watched either with or without sound. In the last video, we saw Cyrus and the Persians gain the upper hand in the Medo-Persian alliance. Cyrus then founded Pasargadae and reigned there until the fall of Babylon. Cyrus's father, Cambyses I, referred to as Artaxerxes in the Bible, reigned in Susa until the fall of Babylon. Nehemiah was his cupbearer. Cambyses I, or Artaxerxes, had previously allowed Ezra to return to Jerusalem in the 7th year of Artaxerxes, when they both were in Babylon. Artaxerxes filled in for Nebuchadnezzar for 7 years. Then Artaxerxes allowed Nehemiah to go to Jerusalem in the 20th year of Artaxerxes, when they both were in Susa. Nehemiah returned to the king in Susa in the 32nd year of Artaxerxes, which was also the 2nd year of Belshazzar. Darius the Mede became king in Ecbatana after his father Ahasuerus, or Astyages, was handed over to Cyrus in the 6th year of Nabonidus. Darius was the king of Media, but he was subordinate to Cyrus, the Persian king, just as the Persian kings had been subordinate to Ahasuerus, or Astyages, the Median king, previously. Darius reigned in Ecbatana until the fall of Babylon. Nabonidus, in his 7th year, left his son Belshazzar on the throne in Babylon while he spent 10 years at the oasis of Tema in Arabia. Two years later, in the 3rd year of Belshazzar, Daniel had visions of the Median and Persian kings, Darius and Cyrus, conquering northward, westward, and southward. Daniel chapter 8. We then saw Cyrus and the Medo-Persian army conquer Lydia. Lydia's coins were restamped, likely with the image of Darius, and called darics. This video picks up in the 17th year of Nabonidus, which was also the 11th year of Belshazzar, the year that Babylon would fall to the Medes and Persians. In the beginning of his 17th year, we see that Nabonidus has returned to Babylon and participated in the Akitu festival, the religious festival to the Babylonian patron god Marduk, or Bel. Then in the month Tashri, Cyrus and the Medo-Persian army battled Nabonidus and the Babylonian army at Opis on the bank of the Tigris. Cyrus slaughtered the people and carried off the plunder. The Babylonians retreated, and on the 14th day of Tashri, the city of Sippar was captured without a battle. Nabonidus, the king of Babylon, fled. Unaware of the advancing Medo-Persian army, Belshazzar the king made a great feast for 1,000 of his lords, and drank wine in the presence of the 1,000. Daniel chapter 5, verse 1. While he tasted the wine, Belshazzar gave the command to bring the gold and silver vessels which his father, or grandfather, Nebuchadnezzar had taken from the temple, which had been in Jerusalem, that the king and his lords, his wives, and his concubines might drink from them. They drank wine and praised the gods of gold and silver, bronze and iron, wood and stone. In the same hour, the fingers of a man's hand appeared and wrote opposite the lampstand, on the plaster of the wall of the king's palace. Belshazzar was terrified at this sight, and he cried for the Chaldeans, astrologers, and soothsayers, saying, "Whoever reads this writing and tells me its interpretation shall be clothed with purple and have a chain of gold around his neck, and he shall be the third ruler in the kingdom." None of the king's wise men could tell him the meaning. Then Daniel was brought before the king. Daniel told Belshazzar, "God has numbered your kingdom and finished it. You have been weighed in the balances and found wanting. Your kingdom has been divided and given to the Medes and Persians." Cyrus's men diverted the Euphrates River on the night of Belshazzar's great feast, and the soldiers entered the fortified city of Babylon via the riverbed. The Medo-Persian army killed the soldiers that were defending the palace. Then they killed the king himself, Belshazzar. That very night, Belshazzar, king of the Chaldeans, was slain. Daniel chapter 5, verse 30. This was on the 16th day of the month Tashri 2, ABC 7, section 3, line 15 and 16. So the fall of Babylon occurred in 539 BC. We know this because it happened in the autumn of Nabonidus' 17th year, and the BC years change on January 1st, which is always in early winter. Afterwards, after Nabonidus retreated, he was captured in Babylon. Then, on the third day of the month Arasamna, Cyrus entered Babylon. This is the accession year of Cyrus. This is also the accession year of Darius the Mede, who will reign in Babylon, subordinate to Cyrus the Persian king. According to Xenophon, Cyrus gave his ally Darius, or Cyaxares II, great gifts and assured him that he had prepared a palace for him in Babylon. And Darius, or Cyaxares II, was glad to take this from his nephew. Darius said to Cyrus, "I will give you my daughter to be your wife." Your father wedded the daughter of my father, and you are their son. Cyropaedia, Book 8, Chapter 5, 17 through 19. Daniel tells us that after Belshazzar, king of the Chaldeans, was slain, Darius the Mede received the kingdom. Daniel 5:30. Josephus says Babylon was taken by Darius. He, with his relative Cyrus, put an end to the dominion of the Babylonians. He was the son of Astyages. Daniel calls him Darius the son of Ahasuerus, of the lineage of the Medes, who was made king over the realm of the Chaldeans. Daniel 9:1. Berossus also speaks of a King Darius who was on the throne of the Medo-Persian Empire at the time of Babylon's fall. Josephus says, against the king of Babylon did Cyrus, the king of Persia, and Darius, the king of Media, make war. Antiquities, Book 10, Chapter 11, Part 2. It is also interesting to note that the Bible tells us Darius the Mede received the kingdom being about 62 years old. If we remember, Esther and Mordecai were included with those taken captive with Jehoiachin. Jehoiachin was taken in Nebuchadnezzar's 8th year. Jeremiah prophesied 70 years for Babylon. 70 minus 8 is 62. You can download this chart and the King's Family Tree chart shown earlier by clicking the links in the description of this video. You can also download the complete timeline PDF spreadsheet from creation through Christ, perfect for referencing on your tablet, phone, or computer.